There is a city that was built on the promise of the impossible. A city that rose from the desert in a matter of decades, constructing the tallest buildings on Earth, the largest shopping destinations ever conceived, and the most extravagant hotels the world had ever seen. A city that told the world, come here, spend here, dream here, because nothing here will ever stop. That city is Dubai. And for a long time, the world believed it. But something has shifted quietly. At first, then with growing urgency, the landmarks that define Dubai's golden age have begun to go dark. Some fell silent for what their owners called renovations. Others closed without explanation. Others still were shuttered by forces that no amount of architectural ambition or marketing budget could hold back. One by one, the icons that made Dubai the most photographed city on Earth have been closing their doors, dimming their lights, and leaving behind a silence that no one in the emirate was prepared for. Is not a video about minor inconveniences or seasonal maintenance schedules. This is a video about what happens when the most ambitious tourism machine ever assembled begins to show the cracks that ambition alone cannot repair. It is a story about what happens when a city built entirely on perception confronts a reality it did not choose. And one of the entries on this list will surprise you. Not because it is obscure, but because it is the most recognizable symbol Dubai has ever produced. And its closure sent a message that every investor, every tourist, and every analyst in the world was forced to hear. If you find this kind of deep investigative storytelling useful, take a moment to subscribe. This channel covers the forces reshaping cities, economies, and industries in real time. And what is happening in Dubai right now is one of the most consequential stories on Earth. This is the top 5 Dubai iconic landmarks closing down, and the question the whole world is asking. Is Dubai collapsing? Number 5, the Dubai Fountain goes silent. To understand what the Dubai Fountain meant to this city, you have to understand what it was built to represent. Installed at the base of the Burj Khalifa, stretching across a man-made lake in the heart of downtown Dubai, the Dubai Fountain was not simply an attraction. It was a declaration erected by Emaar Properties, the company most responsible for reshaping Dubai's urban identity. The fountain was, at the time of its inauguration, the largest performing fountain on Earth, a title it still holds. Spanning over 900 feet in length and capable of shooting water jets more than 500 feet into the air, it choreographed water, light, and music into a nightly spectacle that drew millions of visitors each year from every corner of the globe. For many tourists, it was their first memory of Dubai, and often their most lasting one. Throughout the 2010s and into the early 2020s, the Dubai Fountain operated as one of the most photographed outdoor attractions in the world. Emaar reported that the promenade surrounding the fountain attracted tens of millions of visitors annually, making it a critical commercial engine not just for tourism, but for the retail and dining ecosystem built around Dubai Mall and the Burj Khalifa Plaza. The fountain was free to watch, which made it uniquely democratic in a city defined by premium experiences, a public spectacle that felt both intimate and monumental. It was, for Dubai, what the Eiffel Tower is for Paris, an image inseparable from the city itself. Then, in April 2025, Emaar announced that the fountain would go dark. Not permanently, but for 5 full months, spanning the summer season and stretching into October. The reasons cited were structural. The floor of the fountain basin had developed cracks after years of continuous operation, and the entire waterproofing system required a complete overhaul. New concrete treatment was applied. New insulation and primer layers were installed. The giant digital screens surrounding the lake were removed during the process. For 5 months, the iconic lake sat drained, empty, and fenced off. A surreal image for a city that had staked so much of its identity on perpetual spectacle. The fountain reopened on October 1, 2025, with a major public show. But within weeks, a second phase of renovations was announced for early 2026. Another closure. Another period of silence. What was emerging was a pattern. The fountain, once presented as a permanent wonder, was now showing its age, requiring repeated and costly interventions just to maintain its function. For businesses along the promenade, restaurants, souvenir shops, boat operators, photographers, the closures meant direct Revenue loss. Tour guides had to redesign their routes. Hotels had to reprice or suspend fountain view packages. And for Dubai's tourism ecosystem, the repeated shutdown of its most symbolic attraction sent a quiet but significant signal. Even the landmarks presented as eternal were not immune to time. What the Dubai fountain represents in this story is the beginning of an uncomfortable reckoning. The infrastructure of spectacle is expensive to maintain. And eventually, the cost comes due.